they've said. They said they were going to begin to raise interest rates in 2023. First, it was 2024. 2023 to 2022, the markets went berserk. I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking, a year and a half? And the equity markets are going down? And then they reversed it. And then he came out again and is saying, and that's why gold prices are going back up. Because people with a brain know where this thing is going. Gold goes up when inflation goes up. Again, this inflation is unprecedented in the terms of the way the prices have gone up. And now they're locking down again in other parts of the world. Oh, but anyway, so now the supply chains are going to be disrupted again? So what's going to happen? Or is the economy going to go down real bad because they're locking up again? And they're forcing, you saw it happen in France just yesterday, Monday, in Germany, one country after another. What about the other people? Tourism? Oh no, don't go to Spain, don't go to Portugal. Oh, how much does their GDP depend on it? Oh, only about 13% in Portugal, about 12% in Spain, Turkey, one after another. Don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. So this is unprecedented what's going on. So you ask how long could they do it? They're money junkies. They're addicts. They'll do anything they can to keep the game alive. This thing should have crashed, what, in 2012? But what did they do? $29 trillion, according to the Levy Institute at Bard College, the Federal Reserve pumped into the bank in 7 decades. The sanctions that they put on Russia have, the quote from Biden, it was going to punish Putin. It didn't punish Putin, it punished the people. Again, then you look at the headlines going on and on from place after place. China, December manufacturing contracts at its sharpest pace in almost 3 years. Wall Street Journal, Chinese economic activity takes big hit. It's one after another. And again, they're making a very bad situation worse by ramping up the war. So let's go back to the reality. Let's go back to 2019, not ancient history. Germany was a fraction of going into a recession. Let's go back to September of 2019. Hey, remember the repo markets where the Federal Reserve dumped in $10 trillion between September 2019 to January 2020 so they could keep pumping up the markets because they needed more cheap money?
You talk about your love for gold and silver and protecting your wealth during these times. Would you be completely out of the banking system now?
I am. A matter of fact, a quick story. I went to the bank, we had a big amount of money there. We called up and they had a machine counting it all up and we put it somewhere else. Why am I leaving my money, a lot of dough in a bank and getting no interest on it when they're loaning it out and making money on it? How dare you? And then the person said to me, may I ask what you're going to be doing with this? I said, no. Why would I keep my money in there when they're taking my money, loaning it out and making money on it and giving me zero? Zero. How criminal is that? Well, they're afraid that with the data coming out, they're going to keep raising interest rates. And that means the money junkies can't keep their monetary method on, buying it cheap to keep playing the markets, and the private equity groups and all of the rest buying up everything. But it's a guessing game because the game is so rigged. Everything is so corrupt. We talked about the Wells Fargo gang being fined a slap on the wrist of people out of billions and billions of dollars. Same thing, like scumbags at the JP Morgan Chase club over there, gangster banksters, 5 felonies, nobody goes to jail. And then they got that thing called a plunge protection team. So you have to also stay with the data. And following the last 40 midterm elections in the United States, the S&P has gone up in the following 12 months some 16%. And again, what's going to happen when they raise interest rates, gold prices will probably go down, but so too will foreign currencies. And the emerging markets borrow their money in dollars. So as their currencies go lower, they have to pay more. So there's going to see a lot of serious civil unrest going on.
Hey, we screwed all these people with subprime mortgages and derivatives deals, all this crap, and now we're losing money? Give it back to us. Okay, so what did the Federal Reserve do from 2007 to 2010? Oh, they only pumped in $29 trillion into the system for the banksters.
You don't screw with the banksters. And that's who's running the game. And it's not a game anymore. They've destroyed the middle class. They've done away with the Robinson-Patman Act, the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Glass-Steagall Act, one act after another that prevented the bigs, the antitrust acts, from the bigs taking over everything. And all they're doing is making it worse for everybody else, particularly with this scam of negative and zero interest rate policy in a country near you. Oh, when I was a kid, you used to have a thing called savings accounts. Yeah, the people used to make extra money, put it in the bank, and get interest on it, and then retire and go to Florida. Gone. The only way you can put your money in is, hey, come on to the gamble in the stock market. Investors, stop using that word, they're gamblers. Well, the reassurance is for people to think for themselves and not get caught up into the system and get in the best shape you can, physically, emotionally, spiritually, get strong. And again, I don't give financial advice. The thing is going to crash. Everybody that listening knows it. And they all know that it's a rigged game. So do what you can to protect yourself. And again, to me, like, only speaking for myself, it's precious metals. And they've been around forever and they're not going anywhere. And you're going to start seeing more central banks buying them as well. And again, look for a commercial real estate crash. It's going to happen big time. And that's why, by the way, the Goldman Sachs's, the JP Morgan Chase's, the Morgan Stanley's are demanding that their workers come back to work, because they know what the loans are and they're invested in the commercial